All right, comment. Tryout tips. Boom. So here's the deal. A lot of guys that I work with have tryouts coming up, and I just want to share with you what's been successful for me in navigating this process and what I've found to be successful for other guys. So, number one, if you're going to be going to a tryout that doesn't have objective measurement as part of the tryout, meaning they're not measuring your 60, they're not measuring your throws from the outfield, run fast. Find somewhere else. Because if you're going to try out for a team that's a select team or even a high school team and those guys aren't objectively measuring, I would just be wary. Because again, what's your goal? If your goal is to play at the highest level, objective measurement matters. So that's a huge indicator that the person that you're aligning yourself with is not aligned with the vision that you have, which is to play at a higher level. I don't care what your stats are. If your 60-yard dash, your throwing velocity, your exit speed off the tee, if the measurables aren't where they need to be, it doesn't matter what your stats are. You're not going to have the opportunity you want. On the flip side, if your stats suck and you have really good measurables, you're going to get a much better opportunity. And then here's what's going to happen. A bunch of people are going to scratch their head and go, oh, well, that guy's not that good. Well, guess what? You can talk about what you want to talk about, but guess what? If you don't have the measurables, you're not going to make it. So most guys fail because they underprepare. They significantly underprepare. They don't get up. If you have a game at 9 o'clock, how are you going to wake up at 7:30 and expect to have your central nervous system firing to be able to deliver an elite performance? And hey, if you don't want to deliver an elite performance, then that's fine. Just go out and be average and mediocre. Baseball is already filled with it. The best guys fail 7 out of 10 times at the plate. So if you just want to be average, wake up at 7:30. If you want to be elite, get your ass up, man. Wake up at 5:30. Okay, get your brain firing. We had a game on Sunday. It was like, okay, look, first game's at 12 o'clock. Up at 4:30, up at 4:45. Went to Starbucks, had a call with my buddy Alan, who's over in Serbia, who's helped with the website, trying to help him get over to the United States so he can make his dreams come true. And so that's already stimulating the brain. Like, I'm helping somebody else, it's making me feel good. Okay, so we go from that. Now I go home. I'm like, okay, let me go do some stuff around the house. And not that I'm the best around the house, but I'm like, let me do some good stuff for Stephanie. I want to get some good vibes going, okay? I'm stimulated, I'm awake, I'm ready to go. Now I go to the gym at like 9:30, 9:45, and I lift for an hour and a half. Oh my God, conventional wisdom. Oh my God, why would you lift before you play? Because guess what? When you do, I've got my own track record of measurement for the last 10 years. When I do a lot in a warm-up, when I warm up in excess of an hour, my performance is significantly better. Okay, and I would challenge you that this isn't just going to be a one-time thing, but if you over prepare, you're going to end up in a situation where you might end up reaching fatigue quickly. Like, you might end up after, let's say, the third inning feeling like, whoa, I feel a lot more tired than I typically feel in the third inning. Well, that's a conditioning issue. That means you're probably not doing enough during the week. So again, going back to the day, it was like I did a lower body lift and a heavy lower body lift, like everything I had. So now I'm gritting through things. I'm already overcoming challenges. I'm getting my mindset right. So my mind's getting right, my body's getting right. I bring my change of clothes to the locker room. I go ahead and I change. I get straight to the field. I've had probably a 15 or 20 minute time. In that time when I'm driving, I've got the heat cranked up. I'm sweating like crazy. I want to keep the sweat going because I want to stay in that mentality. I want to keep my soft tissue where it needs to be at. I want to keep my big motor units turned on. I get to the field, and now instead of having to warm up all over again, I'm ready to go. And I'm ready to interact with my teammates too. So now, instead of being there feeling like shit, putting out negative energy, I've got a ton of energy. And the guys that don't have energy, I'm waking them up. Okay, I'm waking them up. That's what I'm doing. So now I'm helping the team like that. I'm putting out good vibes, and instead of being somebody that's detracting from the energy. All right, so this all goes together. This all fits together. And most people are going to tell you, oh, well, that's too much. That's because they're lazy as fuck. Straight up. It is what it is. Most people that you know and that you're thinking about are lazy as shit. And they're not going to end up where they want to end up. So if you want to listen to them and you want to take their advice, do it up. I was listening to everybody. I was very well liked. I was the most genuine in high school. And guess what I had for results? 0 results. A lot of people who liked me because guess what? I wasn't a threat. I wasn't good enough to be a threat to anything. And I just wanted to keep moving in the direction with everybody else instead of intervening and saying, hey, what do I need to do to be better, to be different? So now all of a sudden you show up to the game and you're already prepared, right? You're prepared. And guess what? I've already been taking care of my nutrition throughout the day. All right. I've gotten probably like 1,800 calories in by that time because I'm aware of the fact that, hey, 3,200 calories a day is my target to maintain my lean muscle mass, which is an important indicator for power. baseball power, 60-yard dash, again, the measurables. So all these things don't happen overnight, but this is over the last 10 years of me just being obsessed with this process. I'm just trying to tell you what's worked well for me and what you could apply to help yourself. I've taken care of my meals. I'm making sure that I'm hydrating the whole time, okay? Because by the time you're already getting cotton mouth, it's over, man. You've already lost it. There's no coming back from it. So I'm hydrating. Okay, now I get to the field, I get to the game, and by the time the first at bat comes, dude, I'm ready to go. I've got 2 apps that I have on my phone. #BeFirst is one. It's like an objective measurement for your brain. So think about like a 60-yard dash or a bicep curl. You can measure things with your brain processing speed. It connects your brain, your eyes, and those are obviously hugely important for any athlete or anybody who's going to perform. Like, you're going to work to perform today. So BeFirst, and then also this app called STGD, Slow the Game Down, by Dr. Bill Harrison, works a lot on your convergent vision, which is the vision required for a high-level performance with tracking an object that's moving to be able to square it up and barrel it like a bat. And so now first at bat comes, and dude, you're ready to go. All right, and the result on this particular day was a home run in the first at bat, and it's like, hell yeah, feels good. And so then but that's not it, right? You gotta be prepared. Like, it's all about preparation. So here, I'm gonna have food with me. I'm gonna make sure that I'm not going 6 hours without eating. I've got food with me, I got snacks with me. It takes time, it takes preparation, and you're gonna have to mess around with this, and you're not gonna get it perfect ever. I still got things to get better. So now I've got food on me, I'm making sure that, and then I'm constantly asking myself, hey, am I hydrated? Okay, I'm gonna err on the side of overly hydrating. Maybe I have to go to the bathroom a couple extra times during the game and take a leak. That's fine. I'd rather do that than be dehydrated. That's gonna kill my performance, all right? Now, if my energy starts to lull, I'm constantly telling my teammates, hey, more energy, more energy, more energy. Because by trying to help them with more energy, and genuinely, obviously I wanna win, so more energy is gonna help us win, it's keeping me accountable. If I'm telling them they gotta do it, guess who has to have energy when they don't feel like it? Me. So now, second game comes around, I'm exhausted, right? But it's like, you can't let yourself give into that, not if you wanna be elite. And by the way, if you're here, you might as well be elite, because otherwise you're gonna walk away giving all that time and effort, and you're gonna lose. Okay, we ended up winning both because the team effort was outstanding. We had a lot of guys just executing their job. But again, as you're heading into tryouts, as you're heading into performance, ask yourself, how do I prepare today? Is what I do to prepare on par with the performance that I expect? And the answer that I'll tell you for most of you guys, and for myself sometimes, is no, not even close. And if you think that over preparation is your problem, you're way missing it. Okay, most guys get hurt and underperform because of under preparation. Their body is not adapted to the stress. Then they go into the game and throw it 100% effort when all they've been doing is training at 80%. And of course, you're gonna get hurt because your body isn't really ready to operate at that. So when you're throwing your bullpens on your days where you're, you gotta have recovery days, but you're throwing a bullpen, dude, throw it at 100% and find a way to measure it. If you can get a pocket radar gun, it's $200. It's an investment in your career. Okay, pocket radar gun, $200. Measure your freaking bullpens. If the goal is to throw hard strikes in the game, how are you going to expect to do that when you're going and throwing bullpens at 70, 80%? Not tracking whether or not you're throwing strikes and not tracking what your velocity is at. You're not going to be successful. The 2 things that changed my life were objective measurement every day, and it sucks, and it means you have to deal with some of the things that you don't want to deal with, some of your weaknesses. It sucks, but guess what? Changed my life, 78 to 94 on pull down, and then 92 off the mound. And then the other part was just being willing to go all in, like 10 times more effort than what everybody else is willing to do. If I look around and everybody's doing what I'm doing, I'm fucking terrified, because I'm like, oh my God, if I'm doing what everybody else is doing, I'm not doing shit. Okay, and that's not a slap at everybody else. That's just that I know that my life experience has been, when I'm doing what everybody else is doing, I'm not gonna get an elite result. And I'm not here to just be average, I'm here to be elite. I'm trying to squeeze a towel dry on everything I do. I want to dominate. I'm not trying to compete. I'm trying to dominate. To whatever the extent that I've got the capacity to do that, that's my responsibility. And I'm going to take every single measure I can to make sure that I get every last little ounce of that performance today. So I hope that was helpful. Please like, share, ask questions. But most of all, man, leave it on the field on these tryouts. Let it fly. Aggressive mistakes are the way to go. Repeated aggressive mentality in anything will be a more successful strategy than trying to hold back, lay back, be passive. That's just not going to work. Have a great day, everybody.